Hello everyone and welcome to the CEV ZEREN Group Champions League 2026. As you can see, some of the players already walking in for a very exciting matchup today in Pool A between Savino Del Bene SCANDICCI of Italy and VakifBank ISTANBUL of Turkey. My name's Michael, so excited to be your host for this matchup. We are in the Palazzo Wanny in Firenze. The teams arrived moments ago for what is probably the most important match of the tournament so far. Both these two teams are undefeated. Both of them potential tournament winners. Some of the best names and biggest stars in the world of volleyball are going to be on the court here today. And I cannot wait to get us into the action. Before we do that, however, we will have a word some of the stars themselves, the coaches on the sidelines who put this together, coordinated these stars who are looking fantastic, by the way, on this walk-in. Style at a premium.
I expect a very difficult game for us. Every time, we go from the Turkish league to the Italian opponent is always very difficult for us because the Italian team are used to play high-level volleyball every day. So it will be very tough for us to compete against a very strong team like SCANDICCI, that they are just World Championship. But also, we believe in us, we believe in our game, and we are just exciting. We want to see where is our level, if we can compete with this so strong team.
For sure, we play with one of the best team in the world. And we know the history of VakifBank, and we know that after last year they want to improve the European season, especially with the new players, with Boskovic, with Markova, with Kazot. So we know that for us will be a particular match. We would like to improve our level of game, and to make a good game today will be really important, our service and our defense system.
Well, you heard it there from the coaches, how important this match is, but we're getting a little look inside the locker rooms. One of the most fun parts about Champions League is you get this little sneak peek into what the players get up to before this big match, and you know how many emotions there are, you know what it's like if you're a player yourself, if you've ever been playing at a high level, you can just feel it, right? And every team kind of looks the same with the music playing and the scouting report and Instagram on the phones, but ultimately just a cheeky smile. Shaka Bagu, one of the best. Well, these two teams are facing off for the first time this season, but in the head-to-head in recent years, it's actually a 2-1 advantage to this team right here, SCANDICCI. These two met in the semifinals of the Champions League last season, and SCANDICCI kicked VakifBank out of the tournament, and it was a 3-0 sweep. It kind of shook the world of volleyball. Players get all the hair prepped, and all the final things in place for these players, some of them veterans of veterans. Ognianovic, who you just saw there, 5-time Olympian, and then she has got one of the best in the world in her opposite. Now both these two teams so far undefeated in the tournament, which makes for a very interesting pool standing. This match more important than any match either team has played thus far. And I'll remind you that only the top team in each pool will advance automatically to the quarterfinals. If you finish in second place, or if you're the top-ranked third team, then you got to play off to reach the next stage. So that's why this is so important for these two teams. Savino Del Bene SCANDICCI, VakifBank of Istanbul, here in the CEV ZEREN Group Champions League Volleyball 2026 Pool A. The two top teams going head-to-head. Well, no one can compete with VakifBank's resume, to be honest. 6 Champions League titles, most recently in 2023 in Turin. Giovanni Guidetti has been at the helm of this squad for almost 2 decades now. And VakifBank have really made consistency their trademark since 2011. They've reached that gold medal match 9 times. And there's a look at the pool. We were talking about 2 undefeated teams. both with the same amount of points. 6 points so far for each. They both won their matches clean. Didn't drop any points. Now VakifBank return to Champions League with a renewed ambition this season. We talked about it momentarily ago. They finished 4th place in season 2025, but since last season, a few major changes on their roster, starting with the arrival who you just saw on your screen moments ago. From Azajabashi came Tijana Boskovic out of Serbia, 2-time world champion with her national team, 2-time top scorer of the Champions League. She is elite in the world of volleyball, but let's not forget some of the others. Helena Kazut of France, Gabriela Orvasova of Czech moved from the Italian league, and then some local stars as well. Fan favorites Cansu Ozbay, Chevy Cholu, and Zera Gunesh, who claimed silver with Turkey in the 2025 World Championship this summer. On Scandicci's side, well, they reached the Champions League final for the first time last season. They didn't drop a single set along the way, and that is when they lost to their domestic rivals of Conegliano. Did have a little bit of revenge, though, against Conegliano if you were paying attention to the Club World Championships recently in Brazil. Scandicci breaking some of that record that Conegliano was on their winning streak, and they took that World Championships. Now they've drawn VakifBank in their pool, so they're going to be facing a very tough test to extend that impeccable run in the group stages of this tournament. Scandicci have gone 14 consecutive matches won in this pool stages of Champions League, only dropped 3 sets in the process so far, and their roster includes a very impressive Katerina Antropova. She's an Olympic, VNL, and world champion with Team Italy, and she's their best scorer in the Champions League and has been for the past 2 seasons, as well as Serbia's evergreen Maja Ognjenovic. We mentioned her in the locker room, 5-time Olympian, 2 medals in the Olympics for her national team of Serbia. Well, for VakifBank, they made a bit of amends so far for their 3-0 loss to Scandicci last season. They've got 2 wins under their belts. They took out Les Canets of France with a sweep, and then we saw Marina Markova go absolutely ham in that match with 26 unanswered points. That's almost a set, or it is. It's over an entire set scored by her alone. And get this, 68% attacking efficiency for Markova in that match. I mean, those are numbers that just are off the charts. And VakifBank, then they dropped just 1 set to Alba Blaj of Romania, but this time Tijana Boskovic of those exact same numbers. There's Markova on the screen. Boskovic in that second match had 26 points. So if you got 2 players that can put up those kind of numbers, it is just phenomenal. Possibly more important in that match even is the middle presence as well. Zera Gunesh, 8 blocks and 2 aces. She contributed 19 points for Giovanni Guidetti. Astronomical numbers on that side. And Scandicci, so far so good this season. They've got their 2 wins under their belt. That first was a 3-0 win over Alba Blaj. They had 4 players to get into double digits, and that's the balance that we just love to see in a top-tier team. You've got the Pins, Caterina Bozzetti of Italy, as well as Americans Lindsay Ruddins and Avery Skinner. They were the go-to point scorers that night. And Linda Dwakalor as well through the middle. Equally impressive, she had 6 solo blocks on that night. There's Brenda Castillo on your screen. Now, when this Scandicci team took out Les Canets in 4 sets, it was Avery Skinner to pop off. She had 23 points in that match, and that's something she's going to be looking to do that again today. There are so many things to look out for, so many players. I mean, every time the camera moves around, you're just looking at a different, absolutely elite level player in the world of international volleyball. But I have to say, for me, the most exciting part of this match has got to be that opposite face-off between 2 of the best in the world. Katerina Antropova, she has the height, she has the power to rival literally any player, but it's often overshadowed in her international play because she's right there behind Paola Gonu on the Italian national team. She's been improving year over year and has yet to hit the peak of her career. And then who you just saw on your screen a minute ago, Tijana Boskovic, she's been in the conversation for top opposite for so many years now. She did have a little bit of a struggle season keeping her form in the national team in recent years, but that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that she is asked to do so much on a team that doesn't have all that much balance as it did maybe in generations past, and those players are retiring. So Boskovic, she is going to have to face off actually against her setter, Maja Ognjenovic, on this Scandicci side. One of the best setters in the world, but one that knows the game of volleyball better than anyone. That number 10 right there on the top right, Maja Ognjenovic, 5-time Olympian, is here for Scandicci. Well, this should be a feast for volleyball fans. Look at those names. I mean, it just does not get better than this. Both these teams looking to get their opponents uncomfortable. Let's see how they do it. But first, let's step aside for the CEV Champions League anthem. I get chills every time I hear that anthem, and I don't know if you do too, just watching as a player or as a fan, but I had the chance to actually wear this crest on my chest, and the CEV Champions League is the highest honor for a club player in Europe, and these players know it. A lot of them already have some medals under their belts, some of them looking for a first. But wherever you're watching from, and wherever, whoever, however, all of the things, I hope you're ready for a good one, because it is going to be off the charts. I can already predict it. Referees are ready. Vasilidis of Greece. From the Czech Republic, Jička. I'm excited to see this starting lineup because there's so many possibilities on both these two sides. They are so deep on their benches that these two coaches could really choose anyone to put out there. Let's see who we get. Starting off strong with VakifBank going out number 1, Helena Kazot out of France. Cansu Ojbay, the setter from Turkey. Chakabogu, the USA middle blocker. She's joined by, I think we heard Tiana Boskovic's name, and there's Eragunesh as well, and Marina Markova. So that is possibly one of the most domineering sights you can see on the other side of the net. Boskovic and Markova on the same team at the same time. Oh my goodness. In the libero jersey is Aicha Aikach Altintas. And Coach Giovanni Guadetti, you know the name. He's been with VakifBank since 2008. That's almost 2 decades at the helm of this elite level squad. And he has so much respect from the world of volleyball and his players as well. As we are in Italy, the Scandicci team coming out second, but an equal level of talent. Avery Skinner of the USA first. She is joined by Caterina Bozzetti, who actually spent some time in VakifBank last season. Maja Ognjenovic will be setting. Linda Noakalor through the middle, as is Kamila Weitzel, and that lethal opposite, Katerina Antropova. In the libero jersey, Manuela Rebecki, a switch up from Brenda Castillo. Marco Gaspari, in his first season, he was with Milano for 4 seasons before this. Hands in the air, hearts in your throats, stomach with butterflies, because Scandicci is taking on VakifBank, and in the world of volleyball, it does not get better than this. This is the match of the week. This is the Champions League match for you to have your eyes on. If you're watching, you're doing it right. You are volleyballing correctly. Here we go. The whistle is blown. Savino Del Bene Scandicci are hosting VakifBank of Istanbul. Italy versus Turkey. And the first point is a quick one. VakifBank take advantage of a high swing. Skinner looking for the hands, and we will see some of these strategies start to unfold. But the first and foremost for Helena Cazot out of France is to get this ball in play. But she does not. But hey, keep an eye on this, because strong serving is the backbone of a strong team. Maja Ognjanovic, the 41-year-old Serbian setter, still as good as she was in her 20s. Quick rip from Markova on the outside, and one of the most powerful swings you're going to see, and especially with a pretty much open line. She'll take that. Chako Bogu finds herself in the defense. Good work to pop it up, but it's a free ball for Scandicci. Antropova, she's dug. Chance for another freebie. Can this be put away? Scandicci to go back to their right side. Powerhouse. But the darn antenna gets in the way, so another point in VakifBank's pocket. Antropova trying to turn it too far down the line. 3-1 lead, early days for Vakif. And another defense almost stays alive. That's Skinner. Little USA on USA crime here. She goes after a Bogu. I love that overload in the front as well. Ognjanovic gets her blockers on the other side, paying attention to two players at one time. Speaking of setters, speaking of some of the best, Cansu Ojbay, 29-year-old setter out of Turkey. Watch this, she is up early, takes that ball, and it's not even that tight of a ball, and that's why the blockers are not really paying attention to it. She'll head back to serve, looking for Skinner. Quick through the middle. That's handled well. VakifBank has the lefty Boskovic, she goes for it. Can't put it down, but she can with a block, perfectly executed. It's an out-of-system play, difficult spot for Borzetti, but those hands placed early and hard. 5-2 lead, Vakif dropping a short ball. Great work by Makalor to keep it in play. From the back, I expect to see a lot more of that. That one doesn't land, but Helena Cazot, one of the best in the game at getting that backcourt going and being a little sneaky. She's so fast as well. Cansu's going to try and get her that going throughout the match. And the Makalor, 23-year-old Italian middle. Simple serve, simple response, but the block in place. Camilla Weitzel with octopus arms. That's a beautiful read. Weitzel hanging out, waiting, expecting that ball. It was a perfect pass, so she had nowhere to go, but right in front of Gunesh. Makalor stays at the line. Gets VakifBank off the net. Doesn't matter though. One of those teams that doesn't really need to have a perfect ball to still get a couple of good options. And one of them here is Markova. Goes high and hard. And we talked about the opposite matchup, but I'm loving this Markova and Trobova matchup as well. Markova, 24-year-old Russian player who's been on the rise in the world of volleyball in the last few years. Katerina Antropova with her first serve and hits an ace serve. How do you like it? Well, you love it. If you're an Italian volleyball fan, this is what she does. Clips a little bit of the tape. Has a spin that it's already dropping. How do you read that? 22-year-old Italian, born in Iceland, Russian roots as well, and that's her second ace serve back-to-back. Katerina Antropova does this better than anyone in the game. Pressures anyone on the other side of the net. Gaspari is into it. Can she go for three? Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Was there any doubt? Well, there was for the receivers on VakifBank's side, but 3 in a row. And a fist pump. I mean, I thought we might have had a timeout, but we actually got a challenge here against VakifBank. Wants to have another look at that. I'm not sure if this is an actual challenge for the sake of trying to overturn the point or just to have another look at it, to slow down momentum, to make Antropova think twice before she goes full speed on her next serve. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's in. Oh, oh. That gives goosebumps if you're a volleyball fan. That gives you. And my little hairs are standing up. She is so good. It's wild. Here we go. 8-6. Did have to take a bit off of it, so the strategy worked, but not for long, because a long swing sends another point into Scandicci's point basket. Laskovic over-rotating on it. She's got that inside ball handled really well because she is a lefty, but you put that extra spin on it. Another solid serve, almost an overpass. But finally, VakifBank get Antropova off the line. That was focus number one. Get the overload going and Kazot going off the hand. She's crafty like that. She will go for fingertips. That is her goal. 9-7, the damage was done on that serving run. Wide swing from Antropova. VakifBank will take that gladly. They're now crawling their way back to try and close that gap. That's not by much though, mind you. That's just an inch or so. Looking on Skinner. Tight ball, blocked and out of bounds. Great swing by Weitzel. Quick rip just at the top, the peak of the ball. Janovic flings it up there. She's got to put a little extra height on it because Weitzel is so tall. Blessed not only with the skills and the coordination, but 195 centimeters she is. And again, big moves at the net. It is a monster block for Scandicci. Watch the movement here. Weitzel and Skinner recognizing that ball's inside, and they get hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, go over, perfectly timed. 11-8 lead for the current club world champions. How about another block? How about it? Scandicci are on a roll from every area of the court. Right now, it's the defense doing damage, and that's 3 in a row for Camilla Weitzel. One big swing and a couple of stuff blocks is enough for VakifBank to think twice and have a timeout.
If you can Maya on block, 5 try to go more to 1. With Maya on block, try to go more 5 to 1, okay? Yes. Skinner is there, okay? With this ball, okay? And little bit try to control. Right. They are searching, Antropova is searching you. She can stay in 6, you are good spot. Just try to absorb, okay? Good. Next side, yeah.
Here we go. It's a 12-8 lead. Scandicci are looking good defensively. Can Weitzel get another one? Well, you kind of expected VakifBank to change it up and throw a little tip in there. There was some communication at the net. They thought that first tip was down, and I think a lot of people might agree with that. The whistle didn't blow, so on they played. But I'm not surprised to see the tip coming in after a couple of big blocks in a row. Boskovic takes something off of it, makes Skinner move. Ball's coming over. Big swing, and that is much better. Antropova, after a couple of misfires, finds the court, long distance swing, sideline to sideline. She loves that inside ball as well. Get a really good hand on it. Weitzel, one of the underrated serves in the world of volleyball. It's just a floater. Has so much pace on it, can catch you really high as it does, but VakifBank handled that beautifully. Kaza going for the deep corner this time, sees it wide open. Another good point for Vakif. They got to string a couple together. That's the key here. Handle the serve. Get a couple of break points, and overpass does nicely for Markova. Just long, not a whole lot between that wall and the end line. Scandicci still with a 2-point lead. There comes the backcourt, and it works. Point for VakifBank from the backcourt attack. We haven't had a whole lot out of Boskovic in the backcourt, but she'll be looked for. She will be used whenever and wherever possible. Beautiful. Excellent connection. Do not forget about your middle. That's the key. And a lot of these high-level setters know it. Causing a gap here. The ball's a little tight. Ognjanovic has to reach tight to the net, keep her body out of it, and flings it in the perfect position. Vakif out of system. Oh, great dig. Scandicci's Rebecki pops it up. Not a second time though. Markova has fun with that one. Markova spent some time playing in Italy herself in Novara before heading over to Jakarta. One point in it for VakifBank. Excellent cover in the net. Big block, doesn't go straight down, but does perfectly what she wants to. Boskovic takes up so much space at the net. Better that time. Katarina Bozzetti has been looking for ways around, and there's one. If you can get a one-on-one, and Ognjanovic does it. Akpolar at the line again. She's looking on the libero. Tight ball. Markova puts some heat on it. High ball for Scandicci. Bozzetti has to swing up. So does Kazot, because look who's in front of her. Two monster blockers. Two of the tallest in the game. Antropova and Weitzel making a wall for Scandicci. Two-point lead retained. That's a huge let-off for VakifBank. After 3 aces in a row, the last time that she was up on the service line. So VakifBank, they can close the gap here. They're in a good position. And they can. The ball goes wide. VakifBank take the points. Of course, we got a challenge coming, though. Looking for a block touch here, Scandicci and Coach Gasperi like the look of it. Gasperi's been a fixture on the Italian league coaching staff for decades. Milano 4 seasons, before that Casamaggiore, Modena, Piacenza, Conegliano. First head coaching role in 2011. That is someone that knows how to look for a block touch. And Scandicci get the point. With it comes the serve. Kazot down the line, slices it. Kazot knows her way around the Italian league as well. She played in Milano last season. Before that was in Chieti. How about a big block? How about VakifBank doing what they do so well? Chaco Bogu shutting it down. Just long from Antropova, which means VakifBank have done it. They have tied up and then some. Back in the driver's seat is the team from Turkey. It's a timeout.
Remember, use chance more than Ogbogu. Ricordiamoci che se l'azione non è possibile scaricare, sappiamo dove dobbiamo lavorare. Non facciamoci prendere dalla frenesia. Maia, c'è sempre così di spazio sulla para. 1, 2, 3, ragazzi, a parte che è un punto, però non dimentichiamocelo in corso d'opera. Vai!
19-18. The first thing Coach Gasperi said there is make sure, let's try and use Jansu instead of Ogbogu. That's not bad advice. Go after the smaller blocker rather than straight into the middle. Easier said than done. Of course, in the heat of the moment, there's a lot to focus on when you're up at the net. Right now, this team focused on staying calm, not rushing into anything. Need to rush to get a couple of points, though. Out of system play. Antropova coming in. Fires one, but that's defended. Boskovic, cross court. Is it too much? Yes, it is. And Scandicci tie us back up at 19s. Pressure serve on Makoba. It's handled with a tip, picked up, Weitzel's there. Skinner, cross court, Doug. Going back again, tight into the hands of the block. And a point goes Scandicci's way. And the whistle was blown. Ball went over the net before the VakifBank players had a chance to swing at it. It's 20-19, Scandicci on top. Trying to continue their way with tough serving. And a throw from Skinner. Huge heads-up play by Weitzel to keep it alive. And look at the volleyball IQ there. Skinner looking down the line, recognizing the blockers are taking cross on her. Doesn't have to hit hard, just has to hit smart. Time out.
We are doing great. Just, of course, they're pushing in the serve. And then we have to be ready in transition. In transition, we don't set too many block out. Especially you, they're weak in defense in one. Let them deepen, Don't search block out. In the court, one, and we deepen. By one side out, open the game. Open the game, We have one, go soon, because he serves good. Go soon. 5, 1, 4, let's go. Haydi, react.
Coach Granati recognizing that a few balls have dropped in zone one. He's saying, let's put that ball right back over there. That's where they've got a couple of hiccups in their defense. I think he used the word weaknesses, but that's up to interpretation. Hard to find weaknesses on either of these two teams, but there's one. Anytime Antropova is having a swing, that is such a tough ball as well. Look how she's floating outward. She's expecting the ball a little more inside. Adjusts with her feet and her body to make sure she gets her shoulder and her arm at the peak of its swing. That is so much harder done than it looks. A couple of changes coming up on VakifBank's side. Morene Tejera out of Brazil. The opposite, 29 years old. Checking in. Yeah, she is joined by Katarina Dangubic, formerly Lazovic, the Serbian outside hitter. Will the changes be enough? Vakif is down by 3. Big push to the outside. The block is there, but well worked off the hands. It's a great hustle play by Tilak Chauskan, the 28-year-old setter. Getting that ball in a good position for Kazot. VakifBank struggling on the serve at the moment, and the ace-to-error ratio not in favor for VakifBank. Scandicci have 3 aces, Vakif have none, but yet they're struggling to get the ball in play in certain times, and you have to, right? When you're down by 3 points, you cannot give lollipops, and they're not going to do that. But cutting down the errors could be important. To the outside, Markova into the hands, block is working double time. But she gets a second chance, and I love the repeat set. Katarina works it back outside. She knows the hot hand, and Markova, just that slight difference in timing, catches Makalor early while she's still on the way up in the block. Ball going long. Handled. Set point for Scandicci. Avery Skinner, the 26-year-old American outside hitter, has been dominant so far. She heads back to serve. Chance to finish in a block. Oh, no. Markova has other ideas. And rightfully so. She's been one of the go-tos. And there's that tip. The tip to zone 1. It's a hit or a tip or a roll or just putting the ball there, just like Coach Guidetti asked. All those substitutions reversed. Brand new group back on. Well, the original group, actually. Scandicci, set point. Jansu, Pops it in the corner, and it's an ace serve. Exactly what coach needed. Exactly what VakifBank were hoping for. Oh, that's a beauty. The coffin corner and a timeout.
Variazioni tattiche, watch out also short service. Teniamola morbida centro rete. Tieni base 1, Maia. Base 1. Vai che tanto Güneş ti rimane fronte, quindi puoi uscire tranquillamente sulle due direzioni. Raga, bene i piedi perché sta palla la voglio precisa adesso.
Well, I love the timeouts with the microphones because we get a little look inside, and if you speak Italian, you'll know Marco Gasperi is asking Maja Ognjenovic to keep her middle in front, that close ball, that one. So if it's a good pass, watch out for the middle to run. I'm sure the blockers will be ready. It's out of system, no middle available. Bozzetti goes off the hands, it's recycled. Chance for VakifBank. The tip again causing some trouble, and it is a point in the right direction. VakifBank have closed the gap. Those tips working so well. Back to zone 1 again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Scandicci have to make a couple of changes. In comes Sarah Franklin out of the USA, the 23-year-olds. Her first professional year of volleyball. And a serve. Jansu has been a phenomenal addition to the service line. 2 ace serves with back against the wall. That is what you call a professional. 25-24, now it's set point Vakif. And almost another ace, and it doesn't matter, it's a block. Jansu Özbey has saved the day. Are you kidding me with those serves? 3 aces in the final points of the first set when they were down. Scandicci had 3 set point opportunities, could not get it done. And VakifBank have taken a whirlwind. Well, if I didn't tell you this match was going to be a good one, I would have been a liar, because look at the way it's just ended. The roller coaster of emotions that we have been on in the last 5 minutes. Oh, I need some breath. Seconds ago, I told you that Scandicci were getting all the aces. Look at that, 2 aces and an overpass in the last couple of minutes. This is why VakifBank can never Well, if you're watching and you're enjoying, which I know that you are, because this is the kind of volleyball that you just hope for. This is the stuff of dreams if you're a volleyball fan. You can use the hashtag CLVolleyW, get involved, have a conversation, get on the Instas and the TikToks and the X's and the wherever you do your things on social media, and let us know how much fun you're having. I did it. I do it all the time. I make a lot of volleyball content over on the Instagram. You can follow me if you want to. We'll talk, we have fun. We talk volleyball. This is what we do. This is the reason we do it, because of matches like this. These teams frothing at the mouth to get back on there. Amki Michael hosting this match for you. Champions League does not get better than this. VakifBank of Istanbul, Savino Del Bene Scandicci. You've got a former Champions League champion going up against current club world champions. It's good. Set number 2 underway. Everyone holding their breath for Scandicci as VakifBank get themselves the first point on the board. A slice down the line. Right on the foot of Ognjenovic. She's asking for it out. I think she knew it wasn't. Scandicci have the unenviable position of trying to get their minds right after being on the edge of taking the first set. They had 3 set point opportunities. Could not get it done. VakifBank came storming back with some pressure serves from Jansu. Skinner in the net with a tight ball. Some of the errors already looking like they're mental. 2-0 lead for Vakif. Bogu puts some heat on her serve as well, plus the middles D. High ball swing into the hands and underneath Makalor. Handled beautifully by Markova. From out of system, ball's behind her shoulder. She's got to see not only the person setting her, where the ball is, and the blockers on the other side. Gotta have eyes everywhere in your head. Another heavy serve. Tip, but it's no good. A 4-0 lead. VakifBank comes storming out of the gates in set number 2. Gaspari wants to have a chat.
Ragazze, se non siete convinte non si va da nessuna parte, eh? Non mi importa l'errore, ma se non siete convinte non si va da nessuna parte. E niente. Situazione negativa, vogliamo tirare alto sul muro. Situazione negativa, aspettiamo e cambiamo chiamata. Vai convinta sul primo tempo, c'è il centrale dentro. Poi si gioca. Con calma, una palla alla volta, via.
A completely mental focused timeout. He says, hey, if you don't think we're going anywhere, if you're not convinced, then we're absolutely not doing this. You got to go out there and play. He wants to see smarter plays, specifically out of those out-of-system plays. You can go off the hands, look for high balls situations, but he's reading his team's body language right now, and they are not looking convinced. Quick through the middle, that's Doug. Vakif looking strong, lefty swing, doesn't fall. At the block, does indeed Gunesh. Doing her favorite thing, which is blocking. Well, if it's not her favorite, it's our favorite to watch, that's for sure. Markova and Gunesh together, that's a formidable defense. 26-year-old Turkish middle blocker has been with VakifBank since 2017. And finally, Scandicci on the board, but it took a little while. And this is now a grave that they're going to have to dig themselves out of. And Popova with a beautiful slice down the cross. Skinner puts some heat on it somehow, some way. What universe are we living in? Jansu. This is why she's one of the best. It's a tight ball. It's advantage to the blockers. Kazut already thinks she's given up on it. And it's point Vakif. Well, all things seem to be going VakifBank's way. Scandicci have to find a second wind here. Back backcourt attack from Skinner will do nicely, get a little bit of momentum back their direction. Lyndon Wakalor, 23-year-old middle blocker. And another point finally goes Scandicci's way on a miscommunication. A misconnection between Gunesh and her setter. Wakalor going again. European champion under 21 in 2022. VakifBank are using all their weapons. I love the repeat set. If you misconnect once, absolutely get your player involved again. Block is good. Boskovic this time with Gunesh. That is such a good move. Watch the arm. She's expecting a ball inside, takes one step, just gets her hands in front of Bozzetti. And Bozzetti typically one of those players that's so good at reading the block in front of her, but Boskovic takes up so much space. Akaba. Too much. Scandicci will take that gladly. 4-8. Some catching up to do, but if there's anyone that can find right now is coming up their best serve. Antropova. Been with Scandicci since 2021. Goes after Markova. That's handled beautifully. Boskovic into hands. Good recycle play. Bump set. To the outside. Kazut can't find the floor. Skinner comes firing in. There's the pipe. There's the work. And you can tell that Scandicci have been working on this. That is a fast play. Weitzel pops up, holds the middle, and Skinner is right behind her. The timing of that play is what makes it so lethal. Antropova stays at the line. Olympic gold medalist in Paris. Off the hands. There's the tip. Scramble play. Scandicci have to hustle, but there's an open space, and guess where it is? Once again, zone one paying dividends. Manuela Rebecki doing her best to fill in lieu of Brenda Castillo, typically wearing that libero jersey for Scandicci. Through the middle, an ace serve. Sarah Gunesh getting a piece of the ace pie, going high on Skinner. That ball catching her up at the shoulders. Difficult to make that move early enough. Similar serve, handled better, coming over. Chansu's seen that one before. Great pickup. Here comes Antropova, just powers it through. Not waiting for an invitation. Sometimes it is all about the power. Still a 10-6 lead for Vakif. And Chansu gets her middle involved immediately. Yaka Obogu, 30-year-old who played in Korea last season. Scandicci continue trying to climb the ranks point for point. And keep on going back to one in particular. That's Antropova. Backcourt, front court, doesn't matter. Gets her feet in a good position to take a swing. High outside. Oh, what a rip. Kazot showing the athleticism. Looks like he changes direction mid-air as well. For all the good things we've seen out of Kazo, serving has not been the highlight for her today. VakifBank now in a better position though. They're up by 4. They can afford to make those errors. Pipe coming. Boskovic nails it. Look at the height, the reach over 2 blockers and into the corner. Much on the float, but this is what got VakifBank in this good position to begin with. They put more pressure from their serve, which allowed them to work their defense, get those blocks. They got a couple of aces right there at the end. That was their game plan. They're going to stick to it. Sarah Franklin back in the mix. Tip again, falls on the floor, and Scandicci struggling to handle those soft balls. Jansu's taking a couple of these points in her own hands. Talk about a setter changing the game. How many times you've seen her be aggressive in the front court, plus those aces at the end of the last set. Goes after Skinner this time. And Antropova takes some of her frustration out on the ball. Antropova. 5 points so far, not as expected. 5 spikes, I should say. 8 points total. Not the highlight numbers that we've seen from her recently. That'll help. Stuff, block, Antropova and Weitzel, those two were having a moment. In the middle of that first set, you saw them teaming up, and that's exactly the result they got. We need more of them. If you're a Scandicci fan, you want to see it. If you're a VakifBank fan, not so much. That's what you want from VakifBank, the lefty, Boskovic. Just smooth as you like. A little bit of confusion off the court. Looks like this break in play has nothing to do with the actual volleyball. I see a couple of emergency crew down on court. There might have been a fan getting a little emotional about the match. I can imagine that your heart rate might be racing watching this match. We hope that everyone is okay. Well, as the players continue to try and stay warm and keep their minds on the match. Of course, the coaches grabbing their teams to have a little bit of a chat. There's been plenty to chat about on court. There has been such good volleyball on display. Jansu, one of the stars of the VakifBank side right now. The way she's been playing has absolutely turned the game around. Scandicci looking for something here. They've got the pieces that it will take to win this match. We know this team well. They took the Club World Championships recently, overtook Conigliano to do it, and if you know that name, I think you know what a challenge that is. We have Antropova, who on any given day can score an entire set's worth of points alone. The trouble is they're going up against a team that has two such players. Marjanovic knows one of them well. Boskovic and Markova are doing damage. Well, it looks like everyone is healthy, safe, and ready to get going with some more volleyball. So on we go as the crowd cheers on. Wishing health to everyone in the stadium as we get back to the volleyball. 15-11 is the lead for VakifBank. And that little slowdown in play was just enough to get Antropova back in the game. A big swing off the hands. She would love to see a little more of that, and this time targets the height of her blocking opponent. Back to the service line. That's a Scandicci good sign. Handled well. Ball outside and off the antenna. Another point in Scandicci's pocket. Jansu sending that just a bit wide for Cazot. One of the very few errors we've seen from her all night. The lead cut down to 2. Another pressure serve. To the right side. And the lefty swing too much. Boskovic just racking up some points with her attack. Sneaks one through, almost just a 1.5 block in front of her there. Boskovic, the lefty, can always go for those inside balls. Franklin gets one going for Scandicci. Sarah Franklin played in Love Madison last season, University of Wisconsin before that. Here's the tip, well picked up. Push into the hands, but those hands just happen to belong to Tijana Boskovic. It's gonna take a lot more than a couple of muscles to get past the Obogu Boskovic domination at the net. Boskovic was the best server of the Club World Champs in 2023. This is a player that knows how to put heat on the ball. So Scandicci will be more than happy to take that error. Serve out of system. Tip again, this time well read. Trying to convert to a point. Antropova can do it, and that's a good sign for Scandicci. A tip to zone 1 does not fall, and it's converted into a point. That right there, that pickup, is exactly what Scandicci need more of. And it's a timeout. Scandicci on the run.
We cannot mistake self if we with this power. Also, take risk. Take risk, I'm okay, but no power and out, we cannot, because we are doing everything okay. Hey, like I told you, last 10 ball, Antropova attack 9. We cannot be that surprised if the ball goes to Antropova. 9 on 10. Let's go.
That's a good point that Giovanni makes there. You can't be surprised if Scandicci set the ball to Antropova. We talked about it before the match started. She is the go-to attacker of this team. They've got some balance, absolutely, but in the last 10 points, she's been the attacker 9 times out of 10. That's a great conversion by VakifBank. That ball looked done and dusted. And somehow they convert to a point. You can't be surprised either if Boskovic gets a couple of swings. That is absolutely one of the hot hands for VakifBank. Incredible to see her move over to Vakif. Boskovic spent the last decade in Eczacıbaşı in Turkey. Skinner again. Gets heated up going down the line, going over Jansu, and that was the direction for her coach, or from her coach. Avoid the middle blockers, go after the smaller setters. Tropova from way off the net. Hands are there for the taking. Ball pops over. Omjanovic back to her right side. Superstar, and for good reason. And Tropova gets Scandicci out of some hot water. Look at that side set. And even on a tight set, it's advantage to the blockers. But Tropova powers it through, holds her ground. And we are tied up at 18s. Anything is possible in this match. Still anyone's game. Scandicci have come back from a 4-point deficit already. Good scramble play. Scandicci still in it. Becky pops it over. Defense good. Ball in play. Free ball chance. VakifBank. Denied. What a block. Scandicci are firing up the crowd. A monster block on one of the players that has been doing so much damage for VakifBank. While the break and play moments ago, for whatever reason it was, has been a good one for Scandicci. They have gotten themselves back on the train. They are now 1 point up. VakifBank forced to take some changes. Sila Çalışkan pops in. She's joined by Larene. Double sub. Will it make a difference for Vakif? They're down by 1. Oh, wow. Obogu doesn't need a whole lot. But if you give her an entire court to swing on, no block in front of her, she'll take that gladly. Best middle of love last season. Good scoop. Markova from off the nets. And it's not coming back. Doing a little twirl in position 4 to make sure she gets her body behind the ball. This ball is so difficult. I talked about it a little earlier, but if the ball's coming from over your shoulder, imagine trying to have to see everything in front of you when you're looking at the ball coming behind you. Vakif are back on top. The pipe for Franklin is shut down. Kunesh on a roll is VakifBank right now. The read block situation, didn't pay any attention to Nwakalor, and for good reason. She hasn't gotten a lot of sets recently.
Ragazzi,
time out.
Ehi, testa a me. Attenzione ancora, è un po' quella situazione di prima. Ogbogu sta cercando una battuta lì, non iniziamo a fare il mia tua. Quindi la frontalità è roba sua, il resto è tua. Teniamola morbida, centro rete. Ancora con la P1 in questo modo qua. Ragazze, bene se la ricezione si stacca le coperture, colpi alti. Colpi alti, colpi alti. Occhio che potrebbero fare lo switch con... ok.
Colpi alti. Take high swings. Coach Gaspari is very clear about these directions. He said it 3-4 times. If you're out of system, that's the best way to get your points, is not to swing down, especially against a Gunesh block. Some of the best blockers in the world. One serving right now, one at the net. It's 21-19. Tropova, who's underneath, gets a second chance, and she'll take it. Put up on a platter. Tropova tries to slice it on the first one, almost frustrated with herself and takes it out on the ball on the second swing. High ball to Gunesh, as equally damaging in the defense that she is. Look at this in the offense as well. So quick, gets up earlier than the block, recognizes that she's an option. They don't even see that she's a threat until the ball is already on the floor. All the work that Scandicci did to get back into this match. They're now down by 2 in the red zone. Boskovic back in the front court. That's a crucial piece of the puzzle for VakifBank. Best opposite at the Olympics in Tokyo. Their team got a bronze there, a silver in Rio. Janovic on the other side, part of both of those as well. Ripped off the hands, Colpialti from Antropova. That's the way to swing against a big block. Look up to the hands. If the block's not there, that ball essentially just goes into the stadium. But if the block is there, it comes off the hands, and it's impossible for the backcourt to defend. Jansu on the move, she flings it back. And Boskovic does what she loves to do. As she's already a lefty, she gets that ball inside of the block and she can cut it off early. That's the damage that a lefty can do. She doesn't have to wait for the ball to pass to her right shoulder. It's on her left shoulder, she goes early and swings past the block into the other court. Akava comes out. Serving substitution, a strategic one for VakifBank. Dangovic. Great dig. Jansu throws it long. There's the tip that worked well, not this time. Antropova off hands, picked up. Boskovic into another spicy block, this time from Scandicci. Frank the Tank and Camilla Weitzel pairing up. Look at the strength in those arms. Scandicci fans are ablaze because Antropova back to the line. The net helps out VakifBank. And that connection right there, undeniable. Two players that know each other better than possibly any other two players in the world of volleyball. Playing with the Turkish national team, of course, but also both of them being almost about a decade in VakifBank together. You just don't get those kind of reps. Set point, VakifBank. Chance to finish. Is it Boskovic? Yes, it is. VakifBank have done it. 2 sets in a row. Coming from behind, they had a lot of confidence coming into this set, and for good reason. Scandicci had to crawl their way back into it, claw themselves into fighting position, which they did. But Boskovic and company have been making it so difficult for Scandicci here in Italy. There's a confirmation of the scores, but they just do not tell you the whole story. If you've been watching since point number 1, that first set looked like it was Scandicci's. They had 3 set points, couldn't get over the line. And now, after a deficit of 4 points early in this second set, they crawled their way back to the advantage, and Scandicci just couldn't do it again. So VakifBank, when it counts, they are delivering big time. There's a look at those stats. I know that man's on his social media right now posting with the hashtag CLVolleyW, as I'm sure you all are at home. If you're watching along and you're enjoying it, and why wouldn't you be? It doesn't really matter who you're a fan of, whether you're an Italian fan or a Turkish fan. This is high-level volleyball. These are two of the best in the world. I don't think anyone had on their bingo card a 3-0 win either way today. I have every belief with every cell in my body that this match is going to go a little bit longer. Scandicci's got more in the tank. We know they do, but the way that Vakif is playing right now, everything seems to be going their way. They got the Golden Girls on their side. Scandicci here in their home gym hosting a Champions League match that could determine who finishes on the top of the pool. And reminder, only the top team in each pool, there are 5 pools, only the top one advances automatically to the quarterfinals. The next 5 teams, the top 3rd team and the 5 second-ranked teams will have to play off. Here we go, set number 3. On the Kazots. Goes long with the serve, but there's a bit of discussion here. The question is whether or not perhaps they were out of rotation on Scandicci's side. Referee saying, let's calm down, let's just have a look at this. And it was quite an early whistle blow. I have to say, I don't think I was even ready for the serve. Two Italian coaches going head to head. You know, they're always going to be a little heated. There'll be just some discussion between the coaches, I'm sure, after the match. Friends off the court. And Scandicci gets another point, sneaks one underneath the block, and it's a 2-0 lead for the home team. Ball way inside, and all you can really do is hope that angle is going to be open. Sarah Franklin retains her spot on court, as do these two blockers. Free ball coming, thought it might have been 4 touches. Quick one from Skinner, doesn't pass. Neither does that. Antropova doing what she does so well, patrol the net. Another change on Scandicci's side. Emma Graziani in the mix in the middle. Will Boskovic capitalize on a smaller middle blocker? Goes right past the arms. And to the floor, that's a VakifBank point. (3-1) lead, Scandicci. That's Doug. Chansu wants to get involved offensively. Sarah Franklin's there to clean it up. Free ball coming. Easy scoop for Kazots, but the block reads it. What an excellent move. All your spidey senses are tingling if you're a middle blocker here, that ball is going to the middle, and indeed Skinner and her teammate Graziani recognizing it. Bozzetti flips the tape. And Antropova does well to pick up the tip, but she's in an awkward position there, has to run around her setter, gets the tip, then doesn't have a whole lot of approach to take. And Markova gets hands in the way. I think Scandicci thought that ball was going wide, just by an inch takes the line. Roll, not falling. Boskovic, oh, great dig. Sarah Franklin working hard back there. There's the pickup. Going again to Skinner, denied. VakifBank throwing arms. VakifBank have been taking advantage of some tight balls recently. They're back within one. Jansu, hero of the first set. Can't dig that one. Antropova again. She will get this set over and over, and the problem with it going up against her, if you're a blocker, if you take line, she's going cross. If you take cross, she's going line. If there's any kind of gap, she's going through it. And might as well go over as well. Pick up in the serve is well welcomed by Scandicci's opponent. VakifBank are happy to see her off the line. The favor returned. Third set. Some fatigue setting in, perhaps. Skinner looking line. That's not handled well. It's out of system. The block is good, and it falls in the corner. Scandicci making some huge moves. Sarah Franklin has made a huge impact since she's been in, not only in a couple of offensive ways, but defensively. Picking up some backcourt balls, big blocks. Gets a 3-point lead for Scandicci. There's the tip. And again, those tips and rolls just over the block towards zone one. They've been working all match long. Stropova is there in time, almost too early. Kunesh, ace serve for VakifBank. An unexpected ace. It came up, but 2-3 players looking at it, not sure who was going to take it. Well, VakifBank will take it gladly. Weitzel, does she get the touch? Yes, she does. Weitzel out of Germany, waits for the ball to pass the block, then slices it line. Weitzel played in California last season, 3 seasons in Chieri before that. How about another block? How about it? A monster block. Another addition to the squad recently, Graziani, stepping in this third set. Former Firenze player. How about an ace? How about an ace? Camilla Weitzel, let's go. Front court, back court, she is bringing a little bit of everything. One of the most underrated served, I mentioned it. It's just a floater, but it is tough. I'm out.
All again to be the blocker. All again to be the blocker. Can we use the setter and then we can mistake one ball on antenna? I am more happy. I don't care. At least we play with logic. Jansu is pushing the long way to give you the setter. Okay, teacher? The transition is high ball. It's low. Okay, if it's low, it's to be angle. Or it's to be higher and power. Higher and power. Hey, our attack is putting us down. Either. Let's go. We are.
Clear message from Giovanni Guidetti. Stay away from those middle blocking arms, and I tend to agree with him. Those long distance balls are directly so you can go over the smaller blocker. Mijanovic right now is that smaller blocker. On the other direction, there really isn't a smaller blocker, just a seam. Or Hirboskovic, the inside. Overpass. chance to close the gap. One step closer, and again, it's Boskovic doing it. Starts with a tough serve, gets the ball coming back in a free ball style, and look at that, the middle has gone with Obogu, as you can imagine she would. Opens up a one-on-one on the right side. Giovanni Guidetti said earlier on, he doesn't mind if you're going to go for it with a tough serve, put power on, he doesn't mind those errors, but these are the ones that frustrate him. Understandably so. 11-8, Scandicci. Boskovic again. What a dig. Their Serbian teammate pops it up. Markova off the hands and beyond the reach of Scandicci's libero. Markova does such a good job changing direction as well. You can see her body floating one way, turns the ball back the other way. It's hard for the blockers to read that. Kazo down the line, keeps it in play. Tip, simple situation to the middle. What a dig. Janovic keeping things going. Was there a touch? Antropova says no. It looked like the blockers pulled their hands. A little bit. Maybe not. Vakif is coming back though. They're back within one. Solid swing. Hands are there to slow it down. Markova on the outside. No touch. It's long. And a 2-point lead stays with Scandicci. A serve. Scandicci will take it however they can get it. And the ones that dribble off the tape, they are a nightmare for everyone on the other side. Sarah Franklin, big game changer, 2 in a row, a serve for the American. A miscommunication between two receivers. Franklin pulling the string on her serve, goes short, goes long. Does she go to that same seam again, or does she go cross court? Same seam. This time VakifBank are on it. And they respond with some heat. And Franklin off the line, that's a big one. 2 unanswered points. Markova taking out some frustration on the ball. Obogu looks for Rebecki. Skinner's there. High ball from Jansu, back out to Markova. Does she get the touch? Referee says no. Scandicci are in a good place. Couple of errors packing on VakifBank's side. You heard from the coach, she said go high, hit for hands, look for opportunities to swing deep. That's exactly what Vakif have done. Another ace serve. No way. Right now, the changes for Scandicci have been huge. Graziani, big blocks, and now an ace serve as well. This is the depth of Scandicci's bench. I'm out called.
The game didn't change. They did probably, it's the set they did less point in attack. It's the set they did less point in attack. That our attack is block and out too much. And then at the end of this reception, we are happy they serve on you, Aisha. Haydi, let's go. Bye. We help each other for this ball. Confirm also the ball in and out. Haydi. Just play. We can keep on the center. Just you are 2 meters over the block. Control your hands in the court. Haydi, you don't find block out. You are too high. Haydi. We are.
Good point. That Giovanni Guidetti makes there. It's a lot of VakifBank's own errors that have caused the stress in this third set. First half of this third set, but a couple of aces, a couple of power blocks. Scandicci have really turned it on. Defense looking good too. The rundown. Does it stay in play? No. Out of the antenna. Can't fault Scandicci for the hustle. Jansu, what does she have left up her sleeve? It's for Rebecki on the right side. Franklin from the back court, that big. Beautifully executed. Look at all the blockers at 6s and 7s. They're jumping, they're going down, and then Franklin takes her swing. That's the beauty of a well-placed set. And the middle doing her job. Ooh, not by much, not by much. And each year, looking for some aces here. Substitution, Benkovic back in the mix. She was a successful substitution in the last sets. Former Milano player, knows Italy well. No go, Antropova again. She has been delivering time and time and time again, and she takes it at such a high contact point. But again, it's the job of a right side attacker to get all this kind of junk. It's not a perfect set every time. Back outside. The block is good. The hustle from Dengovic, but it's not coming back. Guidetti asked his players to swing into the setter. Well, there's your results. Maja Ognjenovic, one of the best in the world, not only at setting, but at using all of her weapons, and one of them is that strong block. Overpass. Weitzel with a whip of an arm. Targeting the middle blocker in the reception. That's the result. 7-point lead for Scandicci. A bit of frustration on the sidelines for Guidetti. Seeing his team picked apart in the defense. It's a great response. High and hard into the side. Oskovic asked to do a lot for this team, but have a look at the block against her. They're starting to take more cross court because that's what she's been working on. She has been peppering the sideline, so as soon as the block adjusts, she goes back down towards the line. Well handled outside again. Franklin, then Weitzel, and a free ball chance. Here for Scandicci, it is Antropova again with all options available. Oh, hang on a sec. Let's get another look at that. It's called out. Possibly worth a challenge. Will Gaspari do it? He's got a 5-point cushion here. Yes, he will. We'll have another look. And from my first instinct was that the ball was in. I'm not sure anyone is 100% convinced one way or another. We'll get another look at it in due time. But right now for VakifBank, they got to find a second wind here. Oh yeah, that's in. That is in and some. Faith in your team has Gaspari. (21-14). Weitzel with that high float. But Ogbogu sneaks one underneath. Even from off the net, that's a good set from Jansu. Bogu does really well to keep the space from the net as well. You got to be able to see your setter in front of you and your blockers. Double sub for VakifBank. Lorene and Sila back into it. Is the damage done? It's 22-15. Scandicci are on the verge of taking this set. If anything, VakifBank can just build a little bit of momentum here. Great ball in. To the middle, and why not Obogu twice in a row. That ball handled beautifully by Aylin Achar Sarıoğlu, 30-year-old Turkish libero. Targeted, but if she gets that ball in the direction that your setter can use your middle, can't ask for much more. Ball in play. Into hands, and Scandicci take another one. Graziani, who has not been used offensively very often. That's the time to do it, is as soon as nobody's paying attention. And Ognjanovic knows it better than anyone. Always fun to watch the setter distribution and who she feeds when. Lorene into the block. And another one. Blocking has been glorious for Scandicci in this set. Tropova with hands to the gods. Set point Scandicci. First one saved by VakifBank. They did a great job in the first set, staving off a couple of set points, but there might be just a few too many here. 8 set points, now just 7. Say just. For Scandicci, off the hands. Markova goes high, and that's a chance Scandicci here to use. Skinner, and she will use the hands, and Scandicci have done it. Backs against the wall. It was a must-win set. And boy, did they ever. Look at the speed of that set. Ognjanovic feeding up the right player at the right time, playing with the speed. Blockers on a string. Gaspari asked for more from his team. He asked for conviction. And that is exactly what we saw there in the third set. If you remember in the first, Scandicci had some chances to close it. They couldn't, with VakifBank serving and Jansu. Second set seemed all VakifBank, and now Scandicci have got themselves into a position to fight. 25-17, that's a scoreline. Look at the blocks, 5-2, 4 aces to 1. And only 4 errors given up by Scandicci. That's a huge stat line. We knew this wasn't We knew we were in for a long one. Hashtag CLVolleyW. If you want to join the conversation on the socials, if you want, you can tag me, VB_CI. Let me know how I'm doing on the mic, because I'm having a great time. And I hope that you are too, because we could not have asked for a better matchup. We knew these two teams were going to go hard or go home. One of them is going to have to do the latter, but I feel as though Scandicci has found a second wind here. We know that VakifBank are an extremely difficult adversary, but in Scandicci's home gym, you just don't fall over 3-0. There's been a shifting in the momentum. We've seen a couple of players stepping up. I like the changes that Gasperi has made on his team. He brought in Franklin, brought in Graziani through the middle, and those seem to have been enough. There's been a few times where Franklin had a phenomenal save or Graziani had a big stuff block, and those couple of points can make all the difference. And they seem to have picked up those balls that have gone into zone 1 as well. Points are not coming easy for VakifBank anymore. How does VakifBank respond? This is a team that has all the pieces of their own puzzle. They have some of the most elite players in the world on their squad. Bogu through the middle has been phenomenal when asked, offensively and defensively. Maja Ognjanovic ready to serve for Scandicci. Set number 4 underway here in Champions League, Pool A of the group phase. And a first serve results in an overpass. And again, Graziani, one of the substitutions in the last set, being a difference maker for her team. Janovic again. Goes down the line. She's trying to pick on Markova. Great dig from Franklin. She gets a quick response. Cross court, Doug. And another dig. It stays in play. Tip is there. Oh, what a read by Skinner. Out of system. Franklin rolls it. Scrappy defensive play. Free ball chance. Scandicci to close it. Not yet. That'll do. What a rally. Two of the best defensive performances we have seen on both sides. And closing out with a stuffed block. Franklin doing double duty for her team right now. Sarah Franklin, MVP of the Big Ten back in 2024. Crazy to think she's just straight out of college. Does she get another one? No, much better from Boskovic. Boskovic using that left court, cross court swing again. That was working so well for her early on in the match. Bogu. Spent some time at Love Austin recently. And in the serve, setting up her middle blocker beautifully. Kunesh with an extra bit of spice on it. Bogu again. Looking on Skinner. Now it's Antropova, who has so much court awareness. You have seen her swing every single direction so far. She's gone off the hand, she's cut it, sliced it, she's rolled it, she's tipped it. Now she's just going straight through that mismatch block. Power serve, here comes the tip. Sent back. Markova trying to put some heat on it, but it's too much. Scandicci like the look of that. 2-point lead off of another error from VakifBank's side. That was one of the main causes of concern for Coach Guidetti in the last set, was a lot of errors coming from the attack and the serve as well. They ended up with 7 errors in total. No error there. Boskovic leaning into what she loves. Look how far her approach is from the outside. somehow she manages to get past the blockers and inside the defense. Almost puts it just straight in the center of the court. Antropova to respond. Out of bounds. Good call, good read, good talking and communication by two players that were running it down. Sometimes the liberos, like a dog with a bone to a ball in the air, could almost expect Rebecca was going to go for that ball and play it. Defense good at the net. Out of system, two-hand throw. Omjanovic looks for Skinner. She goes cross court. That's a good dig. Boskovic again. Read it and weep. That is her trump card. Cross court. Pressuring three defenders. It's almost like a rinse and repeat when Boskovic goes up to swing. She doesn't have to have variety. Does the same thing over and over, but it keeps scoring. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, almost an ace serve. Comes back as a free ball. VakifBank to swing from the backcourt. There's a nice change of direction. Finally, Markova, she's been in a bit of a slump as of late. She's taken a lot of swings, but hasn't found her groove. That one, however, beautifully executed. Jansu giving her a big hug to remind her how important she is in the offense for this team. Remember, this is a player that got 26 points in their opening match of Champions League. Markova was the best scorer of the Turkish Cup in 2025. I will also note that she's a former middle blocker, so understandable if not all of the skills come naturally. That one comes so naturally for Antropova. It's an ace serve. Racking him up for Scandicci. That is just classic. What makes her serve so good is you never know which direction it's going. She's slicing it left, right, deep, long, short. She's going for everyone. She is going again, and another ace serve. This is the power of Ekaterina Antropova. Watch the spin of it. Looks like it's going flat, and at the last minute it dips and it turns. An incredible spin. Is she going for a third in a row? She did it before. She wanted it. But it's Boskovic to get her off the line. We knew this would be a Boskovic-Antropova showdown. And it certainly has been. Delivering all the goods is Boskovic again. With that left hand snap cross court. Oh, the DJ's got jokes. He's got jokes. Fair enough. We're in Scandicci, filled with Italian fans. Quick turn of events. Boskovic gets her team back on track. This time looking through the hands of the blockers. The ball's a little wider than it has been in typical sets recently. Blockers had to adjust, left a little gap there. Great change up. Heitzel can't find the floor. On the outside, the block is there. But Kazot works off the hands and gets Vakif to be back within 1 point. Franklin, cross court, and it's good. Enough heat on it. Kazot cannot handle that. Sarah Franklin, one of the big change makers for the team on Scandicci's side. Beitzel, tough serve, yes. Off the net is Vakif. But the response adamant, force your middle to play a defense. That is Kazot's bread and butter. high, flat cross-court ball. VakifBank looking to find their way back into this match. They're down by just 1 point after battling so hard in the first couple of sets. Kazut finds the court. Franklin finds a response, and it is line almost in the face of the defender on VakifBank's side. High and hard over the shoulder of Boskovic, but yet still in the court. High ball. VakifBank asked to do a lot, and she'll do it. Clean swing cross court with very little real estate left. She was brought inside. Somehow had to navigate this ball, getting past the blockers and the defenders, but without going out. She does it. Jaco Bogu, the best middle of the Olympics in 2024. Two-time Olympic medalist. Three-time even. Ball's in play. This one pops up. Skinner goes over the court. Into hands. The coverage is there, but not a second time. Scandicci happy with that outcome. And a 3-point lead. I can understand a bit of frustration there from Eileen. She popped the ball up, did what she was asked to do. Has to be a second body under that. 13-10.
This ball cannot fall down, Yes, the ball cannot fall down. Fine, okay? So ahead, pay attention to this ball. Maybe we prepare to play a little more close to the net, okay? Right, hey, everything is okay. They are just fighting a little more and they are serving without mistake. That's the only difference. Only difference. Right, let's go. Fighting, we are.
Giovanni Guidetti, the head coach of Canada, previously the head coach of Serbia, where he had Boskovic, of course. Head coach of Turkey, Netherlands, Germany. 6-time Champions League medalist at the helm of VakifBank as a coach. He is trying to impart all that wisdom and knowledge on his players. And one of his go-tos, of course, Boskovic getting it done time and time again. Into the hands and out of bounds. And Tropova working off the big block in front of her. Tropova has 17 attack points at the moment. 26 overall points she scored, an entire set from the right side. On VakifBank's side, it's Boskovic who's done the most of the damage. 15 points in attack, 19 overall. Those two going head to head. Two of the best in the world. VakifBank keeps in play. How about an overpass? Yes, indeed. Exactly what VakifBank need more of. Nobody up to try and slow down Boskovic. There's not really much you can do. Closing the gap. Markova keeps the ball in play again, keeps those errors low, but that's what that means. A simple serve gets that ball right on Ognenovic's head, and she has options. One of them, Camilla Weitzel, who sees the opening, sees the gap, goes with a little half moon swing to make sure she goes between the blockers. Serve is good. Defense, no good. And VakifBank immediately gets Antropova off the line. That's a huge win. Unesh and Jansu. Combinations for days. On the serve, Unesh already with an ace in her pocket. Tip, doesn't fall. Jansu back outside. And there's the zone 1 problem. Kazo finds it once again. That tickle right over the block, and 2 players not sure who it belongs to. And the point belongs to Vakif.
Su una battuta comoda, su un pallonetto di Casotto, è quello. Se poi Casotto tira diagonale, competenza di voi centrali, perché questa è la chiamata. Ha fatto 2 cose, pallonetto in 2 e diagonale stretta. Basta. Boskovic, lo sappiamo quello che dobbiamo fare. Poi se passa alto lungo, pazienza, con la palla lì non è un problema. Però ragazze, massima attenzione su queste battute, non stanno spingendo più. Vai!
We are all tied up again. Coach Gaspari reminding his players of their responsibilities. Yeah, tip in zone 2, right over the block. Pay maximum attention to this serve. He wants this ball handled beautifully. Indeed it is. Perfect from Franklin, and that's the results. He said, this serve's not going to be that tough. I want to make sure we get ourselves in a position to score, and that's exactly what they do. Weitzel is up so early with a snap of the wrist. She's beaten anybody with height. Skinner with her 8 points, puts a pressure serve in. The response is Ogbogu doing exactly the same thing. These middles on this court, talk a lot about the opposite setters, but the middles, so elite. Ogbogu, the best blocker, the Club World Champs in 2024. Oh, what a dig. Is it in play? No, too far for Franklin. VakifBank are up again. They are up by 1. Franklin just out of reach. Boskovic. Is it in? No, it's not. An untimely error. Antropova, we have not seen a whole lot of errors out of her. Struggled a little in the first set, but she's been so clean in the last couple of sets. Every ball she's touched has been golden. These players are human after all, but timing of errors is so important. Pipe coming, and no error this time. Markova has fixed her situation. Gets a one-on-one, and you can see Weitzel diving one way, she goes the other.
E abbiamo palla in testa. Non chiudiamo i colpi sui primi tempi perché c'è un'assistenza fortissima, ma l'assistenza è di Cas, quindi puoi lavorare alte profondità. Ok, ragazze, si esce, però subito ci stanno battendo comodo per opzionarci. Ci stanno battendo, usiamo la testa e andiamo subito noi in battuta, eh. Transizione loro, il gioco lo sapete. Dai, via!
Oh, we lost the mic there for a little bit, but Coach Gaspari asking for a final push from his players. They know the game plan. They know what they need to do. He's saying, we got the ball on the head of the setter. We need to be able to have options, but we need to be smart about it. Don't close your shots. Don't swing into the blocks. Swing high. Let's see if they take that advice. High from Franklin. No, it's a line shot, though. And that's equally as good. Franklin recognizing who's on the other side of her. We definitely don't swing cross on Ogbogu. As an American herself, she knows it. Weitzel has been such a clean server all set long, all match long. An untimely error for her side. Now down by 3, VakifBank pushing towards the end. Kazot. He's the best outside and MVP of the French League in 2021. Puts the ball in play. And Franklin taking a page out of VakifBank's book. That's what's worked against Scandicci. If they can make that work for themselves, that's beautifully done. Even if Boskovic gets that ball up, guess what? She's on the floor. She's one less attacker the blockers have to worry about. Smart plays like that is what Gaspari's looking for. Janovic looking for Markova. Oh, what a dig. Kept in play, it's a free ball. Chance on the outside, another great dig. The libero's working overtime here, and it's converted to a point for Scandicci. From free ball, looking down the barrel to a converted point. That's exactly what Scandicci need more of, those break points, and it all starts with the pickup from Rebecki. Those liberos go unnoticed often. If they're doing their job right, the opportunities come. Stuff. Not on the floor yet. Boskovic again, good touch. Scandicci to convert. No, but there's a body on the floor. Blockers can pinch in. And a couple of touches, free ball. Scandicci stay in it. VakifBank back to Boskovic. And it goes off the hands and out of bounds. What a rally. This ball right here. Those kind of plays getting Scandicci in good positions, but there is a touch. The blockers will admit to it. If you're breathing hard just watching, I can understand why. We are coming down to the wire here in the 4th set. The double sub we've seen a couple times already. Lorena and Silla check in for Boskovic and Jansu. The purpose of this double sub is just to keep a little more height in the front court. Keep 3 attackers in the front court. Simple serve from Obogu. And Tropova kept in play. Markova flings it out off the block, and VakifBank are storming towards the end line. From an out-of-system play, using the target, using the block as target practice almost. Obogu with her team up by 3. Becky keeps a cool head. Ball goes to the middle. It's not down yet. Another good defense from Skinner. High to the outside. Antropova works off the defense of Obogu. Antropova, will she be the saving grace for Scandicci? She's been the top scorer for her side so far. 18 attack points for Antropova. Franklin has 11 points in total since coming in. Overpass, yes, indeed. A quick and easy point for Scandicci off a tough serve. Didn't look so tough, but it was flat. It was high. And Skinner with a great heads-up play. You have to be ready as a front court. Ooh, VakifBank want to have a chat. They're not going to call a timeout, so instead, we're calling for a challenge. My instinct is that this is just for Coach Guidetti to have time with his team to talk. Guidetti and Gaspari both using the moment not to allow either team to lose the momentum. Lots of information to be transferred. I believe both teams have already used their challenges. So here's the question mark. Was there a net touch? No net touch. Scandicci keep the points, and they are one step closer to closing the gap. Franklin on the serve, another tight ball, handled well. Off hands, defense nowhere to be seen, and VakifBank back to a 2-point cushion. With that, the double sub reversed. The big point scorer, Boskovic, back on the court for VakifBank, and this is a dangerous sign for Scandicci. They are 2 points down. Jansu is back at the line to serve. She had so much success in the end of the first set. Makes Skinner move. Off the hands of the block. Markova is up like lightning. Back, Antropova. Hands are there. One more time. And another dig from VakifBank. Boskovic. And she handles it. An awkward inside ball does not matter. She comes flinging in. That's almost an impossible shot. And who's gonna hit it? Anyone else but Boskovic. She is so good. And her prowess has brought match point for VakifBank. It's an ace serve. Jansu has done it again. If you're looking for a team player, a clutch time player, look no further than Jansu. She aces Skinner on match point, and VakifBank have done it. They have taken the match in 4 sets here in the Champions League, Pool A, and they put themselves right on top. Well, we knew it would not be an easy match. We knew there was going to be a lot to do. Have a look at that. Istanbul pulling away at the last minute. Scandicci looked like they had control of this set. They let VakifBank back into it. And you just cannot give anything up to a team like Vakif. 14 blocks to 11 overall. 9 aces to 5. And yet, even with 26 errors given to Scandicci, they just could not put it over the edge. You're going up against a team that has Boskovic, who scored 23 points. It is very hard to win. And of course, she comes up as the MVP of the night. No surprise there. Tiana Boskovic was asked to do so much. She was attacking at about 50%. 19 kills, 4 blocks, only gave up 5 errors all night, and 23 points in total is why she ends up with the MVP of the night. Excellent numbers for the Serbian opposite. Scandicci can be so proud of the way they played. This was a team effort. Maja Ognjenovic leading the way. Give some handshakes to every player. Scandicci had so many good things to talk about. How about Antropova? 30 points alone she scored. 5 aces, 5 blocks, and 20 kills. And it still was not enough. I liked the changes we saw here in Firenze. Scandicci looking to their bench, and they brought in Sarah Franklin, who ended up as one of the big game changers. She put up 11 points in just those 2 sets. VakifBank are one of the best teams in the world, and they prove it over and over and over again. Boskovic, just elite in the world of international volleyball. But she's not alone. Markova as well had a big night. 19 kills, 21 points in total. She struggled a bit in the errors, giving up 11, which might have been why VakifBank faltered a little bit there in the third. but came firing back in it. How about Jansu with her 3 aces? Perfectly timed.
Diana Boskovic, well-deserved MVP for tonight's game. A sort of deja vu for you. Last time you were here with Sashibazi, you won the MVP. Tough match today, 3 important points for your leadership of the group. What do you think about the game?
Thank you. It was an important game for us, for sure. Not only because of result, but to see how we can play with strong team. Scandicci is a great team. They are World Cup champions, and we saw their performance was amazing in Brazil. So we expected a tough game, but I'm very proud of my team. The way we fought, maybe we could play better. But in critical moments, I think we were on high level. We didn't give up. And of course, we are happy for 3 points, but there is one more game with Scandicci. It's not over yet, so we will try to learn more from this game and hopefully play better.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a really good point that Boskovic makes there. This is not over. This is a 3-1 win for VakifBank over Scandicci here in Italy. But for now, from all of us at the CEV, thanks for watching. I'm Key Michael.